Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today let's talk about shopping, why we shop, addiction, low self-esteem, and if luxury shopping is fueled by the need to feel that you can achieve something others can't, and if that fills a void that is something much deeper. This comes from a comment that was left on one of Jessie's videos from Jessie Styles, and I will of course link Jessie's channel down below in the description box, and I will put the comment on the screen. This was on the video that Jessie made, and I've also made a video being inspired by Jessie's. Also, Jessie, go check out Jessie's channel because it's great, on why luxury YouTubers are leaving the luxury YouTube space. And we both talked about why, some of the reasons could be, and it triggered a lot of commentary in the comment box. And one of the messages that was left on Jessie's was saying, I think there's a difference between buying luxury bags because you genuinely appreciate fashion and then buying luxury because you believe it elevates your inherent value and standing in the world. I think a lot of luxury fashion creators don't want to admit that some have low self-esteem with a deep desire to belong to something bigger than themselves, so seek it through buying goods that are unattainable to your average person. Caitlin Pulowski was honest about her battle with low self-esteem and how that fueled her excessive buying. Once she faced and worked on that, her interest in luxury waned. Shopping for many is a coping mechanism and a form of escapism, either because of boredom or loneliness. I thought that was really interesting, and I've made a few videos around this topic at the moment. I don't know which is going to come first or in what order, but I thought that was really interesting. And I have to say, on behalf of the person that left that comment, I also think it was very insightful. I have made videos previously about being addicted to shopping, not being addicted to shopping. Then I made a video saying you were all right, I'm addicted to shopping, I love shopping, I always go back to it. And I think this comment hits a lot of truths for a lot of people. Firstly, this comment acknowledges that there is a difference. There are people that buy luxury handbags because they love them and they genuinely appreciate the fashion. They genuinely appreciate the colours, the shapes, the fabrics. I think I fall into that. I think I probably straddle both, and we're going to get into that. But I think I certainly fall into the first section that I love these, really, really love them. And I know a lot of the creators that I am friendly with also fall into that and love these bags, love buying them, love having new pieces, love styling them. And I think that's true for a lot of people. But I don't think that we can discount the second part of this comment. And as I said, I think it's very insightful. And it says that I think a lot of luxury fashion creators don't want to admit that some have low self-esteem with a deep desire to belong to something bigger than themselves, so seek it through buying goods that are unattainable to your average person. Shopping for many is a coping mechanism and a form of escapism, either because of boredom or loneliness. Do I think that I want to buy bags because I want to be able to buy something that's not attainable to the average person? I think I maybe enjoy buying bags because it's something that was not attainable to the younger me. So when I think about what other people are buying, I don't really think about that, to be honest. I don't really spend a huge amount of time, certainly consciously, thinking, well, I can buy these things, but somebody else can't. And that puts me into an exclusive group. There may, and I'm sure there are people that do feel that, because we all deal with our own insecurities in different ways. And I am sure there are people that feel better about themselves. Maybe something is missing by buying what puts them into that exclusive group. So I don't think that this comment is attacking anyone. I think it's probably right for certain people, and I think it's insightful. I've said that now 3 times, but I really do think that it is. For me, as far as I consciously know, I don't think it's so much about that, but I do think there's an element of truth to that. If we switch that comment slightly to say that I want to be able to do things that the younger me couldn't. And I want to be able, I suppose, to achieve and to use the buying power of what I have achieved, what I couldn't achieve or I couldn't have bought for a long time. If you've watched my channel before, you may have watched a video on my financial journey. I don't come from a financial background. I don't come from money. I come from a single parent. I don't come from a business background, any of that. So I had to grab the reins basically and decide for myself that I was going to build a different future than what it could have been. I worked very, very hard. I still work very hard. I have a business. And I'm not saying to achieve success you have to be able to buy these things. Absolutely not. Success is measured by different people and different things. I think a huge part of success is being happy. Being happy in your family life, with your friends, with your children, whoever you choose to have around you, with what you do every day is being happy, and I think that's a success. I'm not going to sit here though and be a hypocrite and lie to your face and say that I don't feel a certain level of success because of what I have achieved in business and financially. And if that makes me not a nice person, or it makes me a superficial or a monetary person, I apologise, I don't mean it to. But I think whenever it has taken me what it took, blood, sweat and tears, to work to build to where I am, I do think that I feel a measure of success in what I have achieved and in being able to do things that for a very long time I would never have been able to do. I wouldn't have been able to buy one of these bags, let alone these bags, as the younger version of me. And as much as I love them, you can see when you watch me unbox them, when I talk about them, I genuinely love these bags. That's why you see a theme of colours, of fabrics, of sparkle, because that's what I'm drawn to and that's what I love. So yes, I genuinely love them. But I can't say that there isn't an added benefit to that of now being able to do something, buy something, achieve something that I wouldn't have been able to do for a long time. And it is a symbol to myself. I don't really care what other people think consciously. I don't know what's going on subconsciously, but to myself, I am able to almost symbolise that I have been able to make a success of my life, and I have been able to put myself in a position that I wasn't in before and purchase some of these things. And I'm very conscious that this video may not fall well with certain people. I'm not trying, I don't mean to sound arrogant. I don't think I am arrogant. I'm not trying to sound better than anybody. I certainly don't think I am better than anybody, but I'm trying to explain. And I know I don't have to explain myself, but I am on the internet. I talk about this. I thought this was really interesting, and I've always said I'm not scared to challenge myself and address things that might challenge things within my own habits. So I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody else, but I do think that when I buy these, there is also a certain feeling of achievement that is probably going back to where I came from and where I am at today. This comment goes on to say that shopping for many is a coping mechanism and a form of escapism, either because of boredom or loneliness. For some people, yeah, I think it probably is. Certainly, I find escapism in watching luxury YouTube. It takes me away from everyday life. It's fun. It's completely frivolous. It's not serious, and it doesn't have the same pressures and it doesn't have the same weight on it as world events, what's going on, wars, people losing their lives, their families, their livelihoods. All of that is so much more important, but also horrific. And this is an escapism, and it does take you away, well, it takes me away from everyday life, and I enjoy that about it. And I enjoy when I watch one of my friends' videos, for example, for 15 or 20 minutes, that I'm taken away from that and I'm just laughing with them or having fun with them or coveting Meredith's bags and are wondering when I'm going to see them again. So I think certainly there is that. I do think, and I'm going to talk about this in a separate video, I talked about this I think maybe in the lessons learned video that I don't know has been published yet, that Connor did as a tag, that I do think we can fall into the habit of buying things when we're lonely to fill a void. And I think I've done this in the past. I don't think I really do it now because I don't feel a loneliness or a void. I'm very happy in my life and I'm surrounded by fabulous people. And I think though, historically, if I look back, I do think that there were times that I was buying luxury, probably before I could actually afford it, if I'm honest, because I felt crap and because I was trying to, back then, present as being in a better place than I was in, trying to present that I had achieved more than I had achieved, crippled in debt, but nobody would have seen that when they looked at the handbag first. And I do think that there was a period of time where I wasn't overly happy, and shopping was something that I used as a distraction through that. I bought to fill the void. I was not in the best of places and I tried to fill the void with buying pretty things. At the time it wouldn't have been this level because even with the credit cards and the debt I couldn't have funded this level. But I certainly shopped to make myself feel better. And I think that's just being honest. I think that is something that I went through for a period of time. Debt is crushing. It really can, when it's overwhelming, suck the joy out of life. And this video's taken a pretty serious turn, but it can suck the joy out of life. And I think for me, a lot of the time, rather than face it and face the parts of my life that I was unhappy with, thankfully this is a long time ago and I've worked through all of this and I'm in a very different place now. But rather than face it back then, I shopped. And that's something that I've admitted to myself quite a while ago. And it is something that I try to circle back on because I still love to shop, only I've went up in the zeros. And I try to make myself every so often focus on my shopping to try and identify, is there something else? Is there something that you're unhappy with? Is there something else going on that you've suddenly felt an urge to fill the void? Or is it at the start of this comment, you just love them? You just love the colours caught up in the pretty. Is it just that? Because that's fine. As long as that's done within the realms of your finances and done sensibly, in my opinion, then that's fine. That's fun. I love that. But just circle back to myself to make sure that's still where I am. I suppose ground myself, centre myself again, that's still where I am. And I'm not doing this because there's something wrong that I'm not facing or not willing to face, because I've been there before and I don't want to go back there. And I think that's something that I just bring myself back to. And that's why this comment probably struck such a chord with me, because I probably ticked yes to a lot of the bits in it. And I wanted to talk about it because if you're in this position, I don't want anybody to feel alone. Sometimes I watch these videos and I'm sure people watch mine and think they've got it all together and look, they're happy and life's great and look at all the pretty, and they're not facing any of the things that the rest of us are facing. But you never know what people are facing, and you never know what people have been through, and you never know what struggles are going on. And I've certainly been there. Thank whoever you believe in for me that I'm not in the same position now, but I've been there and I've had very, very difficult times. And if you're in that position, you're not on your own and you're not the only person that's been there. And shopping isn't the way out. Wasn't for me. Didn't help when you've already got lots of debt. Yeah, so that's why this comment probably struck such a chord with me and why I wanted to come on and have a chat about it. I hope this hasn't been too serious and depressing. If you've even enjoyed it, even with the serious note, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care and I will see you again in the next one.